Blockbuster Basketball.
Extra pass up top, Krushank for three, in and out. Offensive rebound, Hopkins, and he throws it down with the right hand. Tony Hopkins coming flying in on his magic carpet.
Coming at you.
Washington going at Barber, right slot, pull up 15-footer, and it drops in.
Brought to you in part by American Family Insurance Agent Neil Hawley, American Implement, Burtis Motors, Crazy House, D&H Homes, Garden True Value, Morton Buildings, Central Care Cancer Center, A&A Body Shop, Kansas Farm Bureau, Wheatland Electric and Wheatland Broadband, American Ag Credit, Garland Funeral Home, Keller Leopold, Robinson Furniture, QSI, Hydro Resources, Flat Mountain Brew House, Little Caesars, First National Bank, Timeout Sports Bar, Garden City Community College, Domino's Pizza, Farmers Insurance Agent Rodrigo Ruvalcaba, Sammy's Spirits and Steakhouse, and Allstate Insurance Agent Steve Dyer.
And the season's first upset is complete. Garden City knocks off second-ranked Trinity Valley 84-75.
Now, let's send it courtside and join the voice of the Blockbusters, Mike Pilosoff.
Well, the playoff push officially begins tonight. Garden City fighting for their postseason lives as they come back home against Northwest Tech, a team they're looking up at currently in the Jayhawk West. It's the Blockbusters and the Mavericks here on 99.9 The Rock. Welcome in Conestoga Arena here on a Monday night alongside Nick Salazar, Mike Pilosoff. So it's the Blockbusters and the Mavericks, as I mentioned. And, you know, obviously the key storyline, Nick, is the fact that Garden City is, if the season ended today, they would not qualify for the Region 6 tournament. And, of course, the standards that have been built here, you, and, of course, Coach Sharp, before you, is you got to at least get to the tournament. You got to the semifinals a couple of times. But right now, that's not the case if it ends today. So, focus. Give us the focus.
I was going to say, it's probably been a long while since the Garden City women haven't qualified for the tournament. And, you know, and if they didn't make it, it's a real shame because, again, anyone who's watched this team, you know, the reality is they're not a bad basketball team. They just don't really know how to win. It speaks to the utter complexity, and I don't know that a lot of people understand how hard it is to win basketball games. So many things have to go right. Some of them are completely in your control. Others of them are not. You know, on paper, Garden City is a far, far superior team to Northwest Tech. But unfortunately, that does not mean they will win the game tonight. And there's been too many nights where that's sort of been the case.
Then you look at Northwest Tech, they're a team that we weren't surprised the fact that they were picked to finish last in the West. They started last year 0-23. They only play 8 players. They struggle offensively. You're talking about a team that's last in points per game, 10th in field goal percentage of the conference, and they don't shoot the three ball well at all. Of course, that doesn't mean much with Garden City's luck, but offensively, they're challenged.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure the other night against Seward County, I said the exact same thing, and then Seward came out blazing, guns a-blazing, so that really doesn't mean much. But you're exactly right. There's no statistical category. I mean, Garden City has been poor on the glass all season. Northwest Tech is slightly better, but not enough for it to be a significant change. Every number across the board, Garden City is better at. On paper, this shouldn't be a ball game, which we haven't said that enough about our team this past season. It'll be interesting to see if Garden City can put the pieces together tonight.
And, of course, last time these two teams met, Garden City had to come from a 10-point second-half deficit to win it. So take a break, come back. We'll hear from interim coach Mike Scoop Harding next on 99.9 The Rock. Courtside here at Conestoga Arena. Mike Pilosoff, it's the Blockbusters and Northwest Tech coming up in just a few minutes. My pregame conversation with interim head coach Mike Scoop Harding is presented by QSI. I guess you guys have kind of backed yourselves into a corner as far as qualifying for the Region 6 tournament. As it stands today, you guys would be out, which makes this week's slate of games even bigger. So what's the approach coming in, not only to this game, but this entire week?
Win. Come out and just win every quarter. Play hard every quarter. Play smart. It's going to be tough. All your shots aren't going to fall, but you just can't get mad if your shots don't fall. You can't stop playing. That's what I've been just preaching. I keep telling the girls I'm coming in every practice and every game as to trying to get to that tournament. I want to get to that, and I want it for them. I want them to want it as bad as I want it.
The sense after the Hutch game from your team, what's the first feeling you got with these girls after a blowout loss against obviously one of the best teams in the country?
It was tough. We were, obviously undermanned too, and we didn't execute real well. Told the girls we'll definitely have musical chairs if we can't execute and, get the ball swinging around 4 or 5 times. If we're going to shoot fast shots and quick shots and not make them, I got to find 5 that'll give me that. And find 5 that want to work and box out. That's going to be huge. It's boxing out again. They have probably about the same amount of players that we have. So it's going to come down to who wants it more and who wants to stay solid the whole game.
This game might epitomize the battle of attrition cliche that is probably overused. Mike Scoop Harding joining us here on the pregame. Jalea Bellany is back.
She is.
You missed her. You just mentioned the fact you were shorthanded, but having her back, I know she's been up and down as far as the shooting, but having her back means what?
She'll get the ball in the basket. Hopefully she'll come back refocused and ready to play. I want her out there, as much as she wants to be out there. I think she helps us offensively, and she's crafty defensively. She's got to get in there, and work and battle and, use her strengths that she has.
Now you focus on Northwest Tech, a team that had you down 10 in the second half the last time you played, and your team really came alive in the fourth quarter. You didn't really miss much from the field. Defense picked up. How do you turn it around where you do that the first 3 quarters and not have to worry about that final push in the fourth?
Yeah, we're missing some players from that game. We're missing, I think, 2 or 3 from that game. So the other freshmen are going to have to step up. Players that don't get a lot of playing time are going to have to step up and give us something off the bench, and hopefully we can come out with the victory. We do shoot the ball well here, so hopefully that'll stay true to it.
Well, good luck.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Now as interim coach Mike Scoop Harding, take a break. When we come back, we've got the starting lineups, the keys, and the opening tip. Garden and Northwest Tech next on 99.9 The Rock. Back at Conestoga Arena, courtside alongside Nick Salazar, Mike Pilosoff. It's the Brockbusters and Northwest Tech. Let's check tonight's starting lineups. First, for the visitors from Goodland, 8-16. They are 4-12 in conference play. They are holding on to that last and final playoff spot out of the Jayhawk West. They start. Josie Cook, 5'5" sophomore from Holly, Colorado, 8.4 points, 2.8 rebounds. She's shooting only 34%. You will see a lot of these shooting numbers well below 40. Lauren Vieira, 5'3" freshman from France, who absolutely killed Garden City the first time these two teams met until Dimitri McGee shut her down in the second half. 11 points, 3.7 rebounds on 49% shooting. Zantasia White, 5'8" sophomore from Lubbock, Texas, 11 points, 3.4 rebounds, 33% shooting. Jada Russell, a 5'6" freshman from Fort Worth, Texas, 9.7 points and 3 rebounds, shoots 35%. And then Courtney West, a 5'10" sophomore from Winter Park, Florida, 1.7 points and 2.4 rebounds. The head coach for Northwest Tech is Brock Kimball. In his second season, he is 10-43 thus far. It's time for Garden City, record of 8-17. They are 3-13 in the Jayhawk West. And as I mentioned, they are fighting for their playoff lives here tonight. They are currently on the outside looking in. Deja Ross, 5'7" sophomore from Fort Worth, Texas, 8 points and 3.6 rebounds. Alyssa Boyce, a 5'6" sophomore from Oklahoma City, 13 points and 3.5 rebounds, scored 14 in that 42-point loss to Hutch the other day. Karina Suarez Tudela, 5'9" freshman from Spain, 6 points and 2.5 rebounds. Dejanay Pajal, 5'10" sophomore from Grand Prairie, Texas, 5.6 points and 6 rebounds. And then Denitria McGee, 5'9" freshman from Shreveport, Louisiana, 5.5 points, 3 rebounds per game, and 1 assist. Gets the start, but her presence is not offensive, it's more defensive. She's averaging over a steal per game. Mike Scoop Harding, the interim coach for Garden City, coaching in his 13th game tonight. And those are the starting lineups. Let's get to the keys before tonight's opening tip.
Well, it's probably not been very many times this year where Garden City maybe is longer, has a height advantage. Obviously, I mentioned in the open, rebounding has been a tremendous problem for Garden City all year. So I think tonight they're not at a disadvantage physically. 1 shot, 1 rebound has to be pretty much the key defensively. Offensively, at some point you've got to expect that you need to start hitting the 3 well. Jalea Bellany is not starting tonight, but for the last 2 games, did very little against Seward, did not play against Hutchison. Your leading scorer has to score at a good tick if you're going to find a way to win a ball game.
Officials tonight, Greg Rudolph, Robert Meyer, and Rusty Boring. Northwest Tech wearing the black uniforms, the red numerals with the white trim. Garden City in the home whites, the black numerals outlined in gold. Garden City is 5-0 all time in this series with Northwest Tech, including that come-from-behind win back on January 18th. They were down 10 in the second half, came back and won by 9. Tech wins the opening tip, and they are moving from right to left to start things off. It's Vieira kicking it straight away now for Josie Cook. So Northwest Tech, a team that's 8-16 coming in. Elbow left, it's Courtney West. Holds it with the long ponytail coming back to the right. Looking for a cutter with the shot clock at 7. Up top, it's check that this is Jada Russell. Russell to the right mid-post, floats it up too strong, and Alyssa Boyce has the weak side rebound for the Brockbusters.
Good opening possession for Garden City defensively. Again, matched up in the man-to-man. 1 shot, 1 rebound.
Northwest Tech opens in a man-to-man as well. Boyce gets inside, misses a right-hand layup. And the rebound cleared off to Russell for Northwest Tech. Each team 1 shot, no offensive rebound. We played a minute of quarter number 1, and it's Northwest Tech ball from right to left. The team last year that started 0-23, Russell left block with a head fake and lays it in against Karina Suarez Tudela.
Northwest Tech is running a little bit of high post action. They're flashing the high post to a pinch. They're cutting around her. Again, we talked about, it was maybe against Hutch a couple of weeks ago, that when teams play you high 1-4, it can be very difficult to help. So immediately we got an individual one-on-one there.
And Denitria McGee answers on the other end for Garden City, splitting 2 defenders for a layup on the right block. Ties the game at 2, 90 seconds gone by.
Garden City should have more opportunities down there. Again, not that she is a post per se, but when they're able to enter the ball to somebody with their back to the basket, the length advantage that we have here tonight, people should be able to score.
Meantime, a double dribble called on Lauren Vieira, and for whatever reason, the first 2 times these 2 teams played, Brockbusters could not contain her off the dribble. They put Denitria McGee on her in the second half. She couldn't do anything. Ross, a left corner 3 for Garden, dies on the back rim, and Josie Cook has the rebound for Northwest Tech. Ross did not shoot the ball well at all against Hutch. She was 1 for 7 Hutch put the clamps down. They shot the ball 60%. They won by 42.
That sounds very Hutch-like. You know, it can be very difficult to shoot in the arena. You know, these players through high school and through a lot of the gyms here in the conference, they're used to having that wall sort of behind the backboard, and I know that doesn't seem like a huge thing, but when you don't have a wall directly behind the basket, it can be difficult to shoot.
Blockbuster defense here forcing a 30-second shot clock violation, and Northwest Tech turns it over for the second time. They only, and I say only, on the women's side of things, they average 16 turnovers per game, which is actually towards the top of the conference as far as fewest turnovers. And speaking of giveaways, Deja Ross has it knocked into the backcourt off of Hurst and over and back, and Garden City gives it right back in a 2-2 tie, 7:28 to go first quarter.
16 turnovers, I agree with you, isn't very much, but you have to look a little bit deeper, and that is they only average 70 possessions a game, which is a fairly slow pace. So I don't know, the math majors out there are doing that quick calculation, but 16 divided by 70 means a large percentage of your possessions are actually ending in a turnover.
Jada Russell bearing an 18-footer for Northwest Tech. 4-2 Tech in front. They led most of the way the first meeting. Suarez Tudela, bad pass to the top of the key, intercepted by Jada Russell. That's the second Blockbuster turnover. And the Mavericks have it right to left, up 4-2. Courtney West, quarter court left. Tech only plays really 8 players. Garden City might not be playing much more than that. Deb Ford is out, might be out for the rest of the year. Shot clock at 10 here. Down the lane is Vieira. Drive-in kick to Cook. Right corner 3, hits the left side of the rim. Comes back right, and a two-handed over-the-shoulder rebound by Denitria McGee. Garden back left to right, and Alyssa Boyce in transition lays it in left lane line to tie the game at 4.
16 divided by 70 for anyone who's hanging on the edge of their seats is about 23%, which, again, almost a fourth of your possessions end in a turnover.
Is there smoke coming out of your calculator for putting those numbers in? There's a steal by Alyssa Boyce for Garden City to the rim and puts it in with the right hand.
It's really good to see her get off to a quick start. You know, the last couple of home games, she's not really gotten off to a quick start, and as I've said before, you know, when you're able to generate stuff through your defense, get off to a quick start, this is just fuel to hopefully lead to what turns out to be one of the better games she's played offensively and defensively the last few nights.
Garden up 6-4. Extra step by Russell in the lane for Tech on a runner is not called, but she misses the shot anyway, and Ross the rebound for Garden City. Tech has opened up 2 of their first 5. 6-4 Garden City, their ball left to right, 4.5 gone. Here in the opening period, Tech in a man-to-man. Right mid-post, Pajau spinning in an air ball at the rim, and a loose ball to Vieira on a forced shot by Pajau, and Northwest Tech has it back.
Very quick shot there. Again, a characteristic of an immature player offensively, or just a developing player offensively, is they tend to play too fast with the ball in their hands. They don't look before they make a move. And I think that was a great example of that right there.
West to Vieira, right mid-post, and she turns it over. 4th giveaway for Northwest Tech. Back comes Boyce, and check that Ross for Garden City from left to right. And it's fouled near half court by Lauren Vieira. That's the first foul on Vieira. As Kiara Tharp checks in for Northwest Tech. Russell goes to the bench.
Silly for Tech to be pressuring in the backcourt that much when they don't have a lot of depth.
Pajau buries an angle right 3 for Garden City. Blockbusters have scored 7 straight points, and they're up 9-4 with 4:51 to go in the first quarter. And for Desjardins, just her 6th made 3 this season. She has not shot the ball well. 5-point Garden City lead. Tech ball less than 5 minutes to go first quarter. Wing left, it's Vieira, comes back right to the nail. Chest pass now for Tharp. Hands it off on the left wing. White fires a 3 and answers back, and ends a drought for Northwest Tech that spanned nearly 3 minutes and ends a 7-0 run for Garden City. But meantime, Boyce answers on the other end, driving left end line and 1, and a chance for a 3-point play. And Nick, Boyce with 6 points already on 3 of 4.
Yeah, again, off to a really good start. And you know, that's one of those things about Garden City with as tough a time offensively as they have. They sure run the floor in transition really well, and I think that's a big key for them. I then, again, they've got to pick and choose. They cannot get up and down. They can't get into one of these games where they're just going at a breakneck speed. That being said, if they do what good teams do, and that is they run selectively, it can really, really help add to their offensive efficiency.
Boyce missing the free throw. Rebound Northwest Tech. They've got it down 11-7. 6 minutes gone here in the opening quarter. Shot straight on from 18 feet by Zantasia White. No. Ariana Hall, the Garden City rebound. And the Blockbusters have it left to right with Hall, Pajau, Deja Ross. It's an off-the-ball screen. Jalea Bellany is in, and Alyssa Boyce. Ross rejects the screen. Left corner kicks for Boyce. Three-pointer off the heel. She has scored the last 6 for Garden City. Weak side board by Josie Cook for Northwest Tech. And it's Maverick ball dressed in the road black from right to left, trailing 11-7. Tech had a 10-point second-half lead evaporate the last time these two teams met in Goodland a couple of weeks ago. Vieira stop and go from the foul line down to the rim and lays it in.
Great change of pace and change of speed. That's one of the things that you try and teach a young player, and that is, when you cross over, you've got to change directions. Great players play what's called slow to fast, which means they play multiple speeds with the ball in their hand, and that was a great example of that. Speaking of great examples, as I just said, Garden City's got to be selective in their running. Can't get overly excited and run nonchalantly as they did there, turn it over, and there was really no opportunity to transition there.
Yeah, 3 turnovers now for Garden, so Tech has it back, down 9-11. Down 11-9. Vieira, again, same move. Stop and go, gets to the rim and lays it in and ties the game.
I can see why she hurt Garden City the last time, because she's really, really good with the ball in her hands. Garden City's going to have to make a decision defensively because they're setting a lot of high ball screens for her, allowing her to go one-on-one. Again, without seeing a ton of the tape, I would say Garden City's going to have to make a decision whether they want to go under those screens.
Ariana Hall answers for Garden City with a 3 on the other end. Becomes the first player other than Alyssa Boyce to score in a couple of minutes. So a 3-pointer there. And the Blockbusters up 14-11. Tech ball right to left. Wing right, it's Russell. Off the ball screen set. They're looking for Vieira. Instead, they redirect wing right for Zantasia White. On the block right side, Everline Da Silva got the step inside and lays it in. Too easy for Northwest Tech on the post. 2:14 remaining in the first, and Garden City's lead is 1. And Hall turns it over. Blockbusters' 4th giveaway already in the first, and Tech has it back from right to left.
That's an example of why you tell young players, don't dribble unless you're going to the basket. She's there sort of playing with the ball, standing on the perimeter. No reason to dribble, and that's why, because it ultimately leads to turnover.
Russell accelerates, drive and kick. Corner right 3 by Tharp is in and out. And the rebound ripped down by Alyssa Boyce for Garden. Blockbusters in transition, pass to Bellany, runs into the near sideline, runs over the railing. Actually ran right into it, and then went flipped head over heels over it. She's okay, but that ball somehow is off Northwest Tech, and Garden City keeps it.
Well, luckily for all of us, Northwest Tech has no one sitting on the bench, so there was no one in danger of
That's the good news about no
having
depth.
to run over, right?
Blockbusters keep the ball. Their lead is 1. 1:35 to go here in the first. Hall wing right, dancing with Russell, lost it again, out of bounds off of Garden City. They have 5 turnovers here in the first quarter.
Trying to do too much again. That's the second example. She's played so well offensively the last 2 games, and you got to allow those things to sort of happen organically, right? You can't force things, and it appears that she is.
Vieira, who scored 13 points in 36 minutes the first meeting, brings it up the floor. De Silva, high post right side, backdoor Vieira. Left end line, flip it. Left side wing for Tharp. Shot clock at 10. Pick and pop with Vieira. Up top, Russell, wide open 3. Got it. Terrific ball movement by Northwest Tech. Our second lead change, 16-14 Mavericks. They've scored 5 in a row. Blockbusters have it left to right, and Boyce took an extra step on the left wing, and that's turnover number 6.
Again, I can see why Vieira was a problem because she plays very, very hard, especially with the ball in her hand. That open 3 was really created by her because she beat her man off the dribble, which led Garden City to have to scramble. And to Northwest Tech's credit, they found the open person out of rotation.
Vieira played her high school ball. She's from France, but she played high school in Switzerland. Northwest Tech has it. They wanted Vieira on a backdoor cut. Tech up by 2 with the ball. Russell to the foul line. Leans in from 15. Banker, no. Loose ball is taken by Jalea Bellany for Garden City, and then she throws it away. That's turnover number 7 for Garden City, and the shot clock is off. Tech has it with 23 seconds, leading 16-14, and Russell controls quarter court right against Alyssa Boyce. Goes right towards the sideline. Hands it off, coming back left to Tharp. in the left corner. Defended by Ariana Hall. Whips it low left to Silva. Got the step on Pajau and blows the layup. Bellany the rebound for Garden. Game clock at 3. Bellany to the top. Whips for Hall. Right corner 3 to beat the buzzer. It's an air ball, and that's the end of the opening quarter. Garden City shoots 55% from the field, but they turned it over 7 times. And at the end of 1, it's Northwest Tech 16, Garden City 14 on 99.9 The Rock. Starting the second quarter here from Conestoga alongside Nick Salazar, Mike Pilosoff. Brockbusters trail 16-14 with the ball, and Suarez Tudela just rainbows the pass from the right wing to the cheerleaders on the right baseline. And it's a turnover number 8.
You know what's surprising to me is that no matter how many times it happens in a game, the cheerleaders are always shocked when it does.
When the ball gets thrown
Right,
in that direction.
Invariably, a cheerleader will catch it unexpectedly and then laugh because she had no idea it was coming. Like, this happens at least once a game, right? Like, you'd think they'd be used to it.
Zantasia White missing a 3 left corner for Tech. Brockbusters have it on a Bellany rebound. Hall whips it wing right for Suarez Tudela. Tech in a man-to-man. Garden with it, dressed in the home whites with Bellany, Tudela, McGee, Pajau, and Hall. Denitri McGee forcing her way to the basket right end line and puts it in. Game tied at 16, already 4 ties here in the first 11 minutes.
I think that's something Garden City needs to remember, and that is, I know they're not used to having any sort of advantage on the interior, but tonight they do. And clearly both post players with air quotes, have scored down there. So because of that, I think it's something that they need to take advantage of.
Left end line West, jumper for Northwest Tech from 15 feet is wide to the right. She's 1 for 4. Hall, the rebounder, second for Garden. Up top for Bellany, 3, and that's off to the right. And a weak side board for White for Northwest Tech. Garden City still shooting 54%. The turnovers have been the issue. They've got 8. Tech with it from right to left. West across the 10-second line. Pounds a right-hand dribble all the way to the rim and misses an easy layup. And Suarez Tudela, the floorboard for Garden City. Out of the field, Bellany forces it up and in, left block. Welcome back, Jalea Bellany, and Garden City regains the lead 18-16.
Good aggressive take. You know, that's the thing that sometimes it's hard to get across to young players, especially players that shoot the 3 primarily like she does. And that is, you've got to get yourself going, run in transition, get a layup, get to the foul line. These are cheap ways to do that.
Dejane Pajau the foul, that's her first. Garden City's first team fouls. Tech has it right to left, 18-16 Garden City. They've been up by as many as 5. Northwest Tech has been up by 2. And it's Tech ball with Russell, De Silva, West, Cook, and also Zantasia White. Jada Russell has it on the far side of the floor, driving around Bellany, beats her off the dribble and lays it in on a blow-by. 9 for Russell, and the game's tied at 18.
So far, I would say that Northwest Tech has shot the ball 16 times, 17 times. You probably have the exact number. 18 times, and I would say 12 of them have come from the right side of the floor. it seemed like we're making a concerted effort defensively to take away people's right hands, but I think that we could probably do a better job because, again, they have not shot the ball from the left side of the floor yet.
Yeah, right now it's almost telegraphed at this point.
Right-hand drives
Yep.
is how Northwest Tech has scored.
Garden City just turned it over for the 9th time. Tech ball from right to left. West straight away for Russell. High post left side to Silva. Back to the basket against McGee. Fakes right, goes left. Shovels a pass left side of the floor for Zantasia White. One-handing a pass straight away Russell. Shadow to her right by Ross. Takes her off the dribble. Kicks, left end line jumper missed by Zantasia White. Long rebound, Suarez Tudela for Garden City. Tries to save it, left sideline, out of bounds. And the ball stays with Garden as Russell thought she had it and then just slammed her right hand on the floor.
So there was a shot from the left side.
Yeah, first time. Against the scouting report. With less than 7 to go here in the second quarter. De Silva goes to the bench. De Silva's been in the starting lineup 12 out of the last 13 games. She did not start tonight. Garden ball from left to right. In fact, Tech has only used 5 different starting lineups. Tonight would be number 6. And a team that's 8-16. McGee right mid-post, driving inside, partially blocked by Tharp and cleared off to Cook for Northwest Tech. Mavericks have it, 18 all the score. Russell at the top, 6:28 to go first half. Josie Cook, the sophomore from Holly, Colorado, a town of 1,000 people. Left wing Tharp against Suarez Tudela. In the paint, Courtney West fakes left, goes right, shot rejected by Hall at the rim. And here comes Garden left to right, 18 all the score, and then Hall turns it over.
Slow start for Ariana Hall tonight. I think she turned it over 2 or 3 times already. Just playing too fast.
Garden City, 10 turnovers, a problem for Northwest Tech. They have only scored 7 points off the miscues. Tech ball coming back from right to left. Vieira stop and go, blowing by Hall, misses the layup, and it's out of bounds. She hit the bottom portion of the backboard, and it goes out of bounds. But again, she is showing why, again, as you pointed out, why she was hard to contain in the first minute. She's beating everybody off the dribble.
Well, again, I have said it a couple of times. You know, developing players on the offensive end usually play too fast, but on the defensive end, developing players usually play too slow. That young lady plays very, very hard and does a great job of aggressively changing speed and direction, which means she's a really tough guard.
Bellany just turns it over at the top of the key, so Tech has it, 18 all, 5.5 to go second quarter. Russell weaves through traffic and is fouled right slot.
But you'll notice, and I'm sure as our listeners can see, she was doing everything in her power to not go left. She really wants to keep that ball in her right hand.
Of course, they could see it on the video stream.
I was going to say, I did forget. We are live streaming this, correct?
Yes, sir. That foul on Denitria McGee, her first, team second. Tech ball, quarter court left. You're very aware.
So it's the 14 people watching nationwide can see.
Yes, that she was only dribbling with the right hand.
She really only, look, another right hand pull-up jumper. I can see why Tech only averages 70 possessions, because you'll notice how often the clock has grinded its way down, which can present problems because you're playing defense a lot. You know, you can sort of equate this to a team that runs the football, right? You know, 2 yards, 2 yards, 2 yards, but then by the time you get to the fourth quarter, you're exhausted because you've been on defense the entire game and not really noticed.
That last shot missed, but it was deflected out off of Garden, so Tech keeps the ball, and then they turn it over in the post. That's their 5th giveaway. And you look, Tennessee Titans just ran the ball down everybody's throat. Of course, they couldn't beat Kansas City. Nobody could, but the fact remains, as to your point, the shot clock when Russell took that last shot was at 1, and we've seen that
and that's happened
times.
A few different times, right?
Left corner, Bellany on a skip pass from Boyce, 3-pointers off to the right. And she continues to struggle from the field, 1 for 3 tonight. Tech has it, 18 all, 4.5 to go second quarter. Come back with Vieira, West, Cook, Tharp, and Zantasia White. Left wing Vieira pounds a chest-high right-hand dribble. On the left wing against Hall, picked up on a switch by Boyce. At the foul line, Cook curls to her right, picks up her dribble with 7 to shoot. Shot clock at 5. Up top looking for Courtney West, and a foul on Jalea Bellany. That's the first on Bellany, and again the shot clock winding down at 5.
Tech is doing some interesting things offensively that you don't see a lot. They are setting down screens for somebody that's going immediately to a ball screen. You do that so you can keep the defense from helping or hedging, right?
And they tried to hedge there. That's why Boyce came up. It obviously didn't work. Tech has it with 10 to shoot. High post left side, Vieira whips it in the left corner. Three-pointer air ball by Zantasia White. Offensive rebound, stick back miss by Tharp for Northwest Tech, and Suarez Tugela gobbles up her third rebound for Garden City. Bellany finds McGee, low left. Wanted it, flashing in the high post, and lays it in. Dimitri McGee's got 6.
Great offensive possession. You saw 3 people touch the ball, which is usually a good indication that 3 people touched it in transition, which is a pretty good indication that the drive was there. An appropriate time to attack the basket, which not every time we've driven tonight has been an appropriate time.
Garden City with 6 assists, 20-18. Brockbusters in front. This time Tharp maneuvers into the paint for Northwest Tech, coming in from the right elbow, and draws the foul on Suarez Tugela. That's her first, Garden City's 4th team foul. And Northwest Tech, who shoots the free throws at 67%, their problem is they don't get there. 11 free throw attempts per game. I know you're shocked when they use all of the shot clock. 11 free throw attempts per game is 176 in the country, and obviously dead last in the conference. Tharp has only taken 35 free throws this year. She's 23 of 35 and throws up a brick on the first one.
You know, when you don't have a lot of players, you have 7 or 8 players, and let's be honest, out of the 7 or 8, there's probably only 6 that can really play at a college level. When you have a few amount of players, you know, it's not a bad strategy to have. You know, their efficiency numbers aren't bad. They're at .85 points per possession, which isn't terrible. You know, they're doing what they have to do to try and stay competitive at this point. And, you know, to their credit.
Just not enough bodies, as you mentioned.
They don't have enough bodies because I'm telling you, they got a couple of players who can really play. They just, you know, they wear down.
Garden City trying a little pick and roll, and that time Boyce has her pass deflected down the left lane line out of bounds. Garden City keeps it. McGee all alone underneath the basket and fumbles the ball on the inbounds. That's the 12th Garden City turnover. Tech has it back, down 20-19 with 3 to go here in the second. Vieira now guarded by Deja Ross on the left wing. Knee-high left-hand dribble, crosses her over, gets around her, lefty layup and puts it in. What a move by Vieira. She's got 6, and that's our 4th lead change of the first half.
She's got 6, but you know, it's not even really her scoring. She is a catalyst for almost everything they do offensively.
Nick, you talk about controlling the dribble with that kind of speed and how it's actually gotten Garden City in trouble. It's been the exact opposite when Vieira has the ball in her hands, as a foul called on Northwest Tech's Kiara Tharp, her first.
That's her game, though. You know, we're getting to a time in basketball. You're a Warriors fan, so you understand, you know, kind of this idea of positionless basketball. You know, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is gone. Power forward, center, you know, this idea is gone. And what you have now...
Alyssa Boyce missing a 3 from the right corner for Garden City.
What you have now is really more roles, and what she does is I would call her a playmaker. You know, traditionally she's a quote-unquote point guard, but she's really a playmaker, which through her dribble penetration, she's able to set up everybody else with their chance to score.
That time a rare mistake. Vieira drives it into the paint and then throws it away right sideline. And here to your point, as Garden City comes back from left to right, 21-20 Tech with 2:12 left in the half. The Houston Rockets just traded Clint Capella. Why? Because they wanted to play small. You can thank Golden State for that, because this area, you can even go back to the Miami Heat, who legitimately didn't have the shooters that Golden State had. But the positionless basketball, where you basically have 5 shooters on the floor, and the centers are like dinosaurs. The only reason Joel Embiid can stay on the floor is because he can shoot the 3. As Boyce missing a right-hand layup, offensive rebound, Pagel, and that sputters out. And the defensive rebound to Silva for Northwest Tech.
That's a requirement now for centers and power forwards, is they have to be able to shoot the ball, because we are at a place now where people want to space the floor.
There's a Tech turnover. Pagel the steal, and ahead for Alyssa Boyce, her 3rd layup of this first half in Garden City.
It's really good to see her get off to a good start, because, again, offensively, she just really hasn't been herself these last few games. Good defensive play. Now, here is a way for Jalea Bellany to get herself going. Right there.
Off the steal, off the 8th Tech turnover, and lays it in. Jalea Bellany with 4. Garden City up 24-21 with 1:13 to go here in the first half. It's been a layup line for Garden City on transition layups. Russell Hansford is Silva left wing. Crossover dribble. Down the paint and misses an open layup. There was nobody in front of her. Boyce, the Garden City rebound. Kicks it left wing for Bellany. Up top for Boyce, trying to shake off Cook. Hesitation around her. Floater is off the heel. And Russell one-hands the rebound for Northwest Tech on the right block. Ball knocked out of bounds by Boyce in the backcourt. So 45 seconds to go first half. 24-21. Garden City with a 3-point lead. Brockbusters shooting just a tick under 50%. Tech, meantime, is 9 of 26. They have forced 12 turnovers, but they've only scored 9 points off those 12 giveaways by Garden City. Tech with it. Quarter court left. It's Russell. Shadow to her right by Ross. 30 seconds to go in the half. Russell overplayed by Ross, goes back left with a head fake, pull-up foul line jumper, no. Loose ball, offensive rebound. Russell shovels it to Silva, who lays it in.
What a play by Russell. That's a great little find. I think Garden City's making a little bit of a mistake here defensively because Pajau continues to follow number 30, De Silva, out for absolutely no reason, right? Like, De Silva is not going to be a threat to score.
Rockbusters turn it over in the final seconds, leading to a transition Zantasia White layup. And just like that, Tech goes into the locker room up 25-24.
Exactly, and I think that, again, it was not a bad half, two evenly matched teams. Garden City needs to shore up their defense some. Like I said, I don't like the idea of Pajau out there with De Silva. There's no reason she's not a threat. And as I've mentioned in other broadcasts, I really believe she is the anchor of the team's defense, and how she kind of dominates the middle. Garden City is sort of plays well around her defensively.
Garden City in the first half with 13 turnovers. And Tech taking advantage of that last one to take a 25-24 lead into the intermission. Your Morton's halftime report is next on 99.9 The Rock. Back at Conestoga Arena alongside Nick Salazar, Mike Pilosoff, your Morton's halftime report. Northwest Tech 25, Garden City 24. Brockbusters this year 2-12 when trailing at the half, and incidentally, one of those two wins was against Northwest Tech. Let's get to your first half game recap. Brought to you by Garden City Community College. The future starts now. Your first half highlights presented by American Implement. Brockbusters fell down early 2-0, but they came back with 7 straight points, and Alyssa Boyce getting them off to a fast start.
Putting those numbers in. There's a steal by Alyssa Boyce for Garden City to the rim and puts it in with the right hand.
Boyce's layup made it 6-4. Garden City scores 7 straight points to build a 9-4 lead after a Pajau 3 from the right wing. That was their largest advantage in the first half. And then after Tech scored on the other end with a Zantasia White 3, it was Boyce with the and 1.
A 7-0 run for Garden City, but meantime, Boyce answers on the other end, driving left inline and 1, and a chance for a 3-point play. And Nick, Boyce was 6 points already on 3 of 4.
11-7, Brockbusters with a 4-point lead, but Tech didn't go away in the first half. With the Brockbusters up by 1 in the final 2 minutes of the opening period, it was Jada Russell from beyond the 3-point line.
De Silva, high post right side, backdoor Vieira. Left end line, flip it. Left side wing for Tharp. Shot clock at 10. Pick and pop with Vieira. Up top, Russell. Wide open 3. Got it.
Best ball movement of the night for Northwest Tech, with 5 assists in that first half. So Tech up 2 at the end of 1:16-14. Brockbusters both quarters did not close very strong. So as we fast forward to the second, it was 16-all. Jalea Bellany getting going.
Pounds a right-hand dribble all the way to the rim and misses an easy layup. And Suarez Tudela, the floorboard for Garden City. Ahead of the field, Bellany forces it up and in, left block. Welcome back, Jalea Bellany.
First field goal for the sophomore, who was suspended for the last game, did not play. 18-16, Garden City up by 2. A little over 8 minutes to go in the first half. But the Brockbuster defense falling asleep on the other end.
Jada Russell has it on the far side of the floor, driving around Bellany. Beats her off the dribble and lays it in on a blow-by. 9 for Russell, and the game's tied at 18.
One of 5 ties in the first 20 minutes of this game. Whatever you can do on one end, the Brockbusters did better on the other.
Suarez Tudela gobbles up her 3rd rebound for Garden City. Bellany finds McGee, low left. Wanted it, flashing in the high post, and lays it in. Dimitri McGee's got 6.
So McGee's layup gave Garden City a 20-18 advantage. A free throw a little bit later on by Northwest Tech cut that to 1. But the player Garden City had problems stopping in the first meeting was the same player they couldn't stop here tonight, and that was Lauren Vieira.
It's the 12th Garden City turnover. Tech has it back, down 20-19. With 3 to go here in the second. Vieira now guarded by Deja Ross on the left wing. Knee-high left-hand dribble, crosses her over, gets around her, lefty layup, and puts it in. What a move by Vieira. She's got 6, and that's our 4th lead change of the first half.
Vieira's layup put Northwest Tech in front. Team seesaw in the final couple minutes. Brockbusters built their lead to 3 with 1:13 to go after a Bellany layup. But a costly turnover late led to a Zantasia White layup. And Garden City down at the half, 25-24. Take a timeout. When we come back, your first half numbers on 99.9 The Rock. Back on the Morton's halftime report, courtside at Conestoga Arena, alongside Nick Salazar, Mike Philosoph, 25-24 Northwest Tech. Let's get to your first half game numbers. They're brought to you by Burtis Motors. Rockbuster shot 48%, 11 of 23 from the field, 2 of 8 from 3, 0 for 1 from the foul line, +2 on the glass, 15-13, 1 offensive rebound, 13 turnovers. Rockbusters had 7 assists, 4 steals, and 2 blocks. Alyssa Boyce led the way, 8 points and 3 rebounds, 4 of 9 from the field, 0 for 2 from 3. Denitria McGee, 6 points and 1 rebound. Delia Bellany had 4 points, Ariana Hall with 3. She struggled with a couple of turnovers, and then Pajau with 3. Northwest Tech shot 38%, 11 of 29. They were 2 of 6 on threes, 1 of 2 at the line, -2 on the glass, 2 offensive rebounds, and 8 turnovers. Keep this in mind that the Blockbusters this year have been out-rebounded 22 times, so 22 times in their 25 games. But the Blockbusters +2 on the glass in that first half. 2 offensive rebounds for Tech, 8 turnovers. The Mavericks had 5 assists on their 11 made baskets. Jada Russell had 9 points and 3 rebounds. She was 4 of 9 from the field. 6 for Vieira, 5 for Zantasia White. De Silva had 4, and Kiara Tharp had 1. Take a break, check some scores from around the conference when we come back on the Morton's Halftime Report on 99.9 The Rock. Alongside Nick Salazar and Mike Philosoph back at Conestoga Arena. Blockbusters trail Northwest Tech at the break 25-24. Let's check your out-of-town scoreboard tonight, presented by Timeout Sports Bar. Women's scores around the conference. Independence leads Butler 45-41 late in the third quarter in that one. Beginning of the fourth, Coffeyville 58, Allen 37 at the break. Hutch leads Pratt 36-23. Martin with a 2-point lead over Colby early in the fourth in that one. And Cali trails in Concordia against Cloud 32-25. Take one more timeout, come back with the start of the second half on 99.9 The Rock. Alongside Nick Salazar, Mike Philosoph here at Conestoga Arena. Northwest Tech 25, Garden City 24. Nick, what do you need to see from Garden City in the second half?
I think really primarily, first of all, I think it's encouraging. Garden City is winning the battle of the boards. I think they're doing a lot of stuff well. I think they need to shore up their defense, and not necessarily that they're not playing hard, but what they're going to try and do with some of this stuff. Again, their ball screen defense has been kind of hit and miss, and that's what Northwest Tech wants to do, is they want to bring everybody high, they want to eliminate the help, and they want to drive past you and make a play. So I think that's really the biggest thing. Offensively, you know, you got to find a way to play tempo. Northwest Tech wants to really slow this down. but then you've got to be opportunistic with when you run, but then you better find a way to score when you do.
Northwest Tech had called for a 5-second violation at the top of the key, and then Pajau misses low left for Garden City. And Tech has it back left to right here, moving in the second half. Vieira with a stop-and-go move, right mid-post with West, Russell, and Cook. Russell hits her second three from the left wing, nothing but net. And it's 28-24 Northwest Tech, and they have scored 7 straight points.
So that time Garden City looked to be switching those ball screens, which is an interesting tactic.
As McGee gets loose again, low right for Garden and banks it in. She's got 8. It's 28-26 Northwest Tech, 8:58 to go here in the third. So a 2-point lead for Tech. They've led by as many as 4. Garden City's largest lead was 5 at 9-4. Tech dressed in the road black. Russell wing right against Suarez Tudela. Pajau, McGee, Boyce, and Ross, the 5 on the floor for interim coach Mike Scupardi to begin the third quarter. Wing right West with 5 to shoot. Looking for that pick and pop option. Redirects left wing West, left corner. This is Vieira, 3-pointer, and got it. Vieira knocks down a 3. She's got 9. It's the 4th 3-point hit for Tech. This is their largest lead of the night, 31-26.
And I would think for their coaching staff and for what they're trying to do offensively, that is a picture-perfect possession, right? They brought everybody high. They drove it 2 or 3 times. They grinded it around, hit a corner 3 at the buzzer.
Suarez Tudela left end line jump pass for Garden City. Throws it across the way right. Intercepted by Cook. Garden's 14th turnover. Tech has it up 31-26 with Russell looking backdoor. Vieira makes the catch, misses a lefty layup from the left block, and Ross rips down the loose ball for Garden City. Only the second missed shot for Vieira in this game. Blockbusters down 5 with it. Another ill-advised pass by Suarez Tudela left corner. Vieira intercepts.
That is the second time tonight she's turned it over, trying to enter it into the post.
And Tech loses it. A re-steal for Garden, their 10th turnover. Boyce speeds into the front court to the block, throws it up off the right side of the glass. That wasn't even close. And a waist-high two-handed rebound by White for Northwest Tech. And the Mavericks have it back up 31-26. Left wing Vieira kicks it left corner White. 3-ball is short. And the floorboard to Pajau for Garden City, her second rebound. Garden, meantime, has opened this quarter 1 for their first 3, make it 1 for 4. Suarez Tudela off the mark on an angle right triple. And Jada Russell, the Northwest Tech rebound.
That's their 3rd mistake in a row for her, so she's off to a tough start here in the second half. Obviously the turnover, but then she missed a switch on a ball screen and left somebody open.
Tech nearly turns it over right sideline as Fantasia White tries to save it. She's able to, and then Ross tries to get the steal for Garden, and she steps on the end line. So
Garden City has to be careful because with the amount of times that Tech drives, we used to have a rule called same side stick. So if they drove right, if you were on a corner shooter for 3, you had to resist the temptation to help in. You had to same side stick because that's what they're really trying to get you to do, is you're trying to have you leave that corner so that they can hit the 3-ball from there. Takes a lot of discipline.
And Bellany fought over the screen and then induces a travel at the top of the key on Jada Russell. That's the 11th Tech turnover. Garden has it back down 31-26. 3.5 minutes gone here in the third quarter.
Again, create the turnover, but I'm concerned because, why would you go over a ball screen when you have a team that really only wants to drive it? Right?
And you had a player shielding, basically shadowing her to the opposite side, almost like a hedge. So you didn't obviously need to go over.
And to my point, like I said, I don't know. I'm not saying that what they're doing is right or wrong. It's not my place. What I'm saying is there's inconsistency. And I think those are the kinds of things when you're playing a game where you're fairly evenly matched, it would appear that we're going to go down to the last few possessions. Those things matter, right, when not everybody's on the same page.
Foul on Russell for Tech. Garden City has it down 5. Bellany deep 2 from the left arc is in and out. And Courtney West, a chest-high two-handed rebound left block for Northwest Tech. Bellany is 2 for 5. 31-26 Mavericks. Their ball 4 minutes into the third quarter. Northwest Tech 4-12 in conference play. They're a game up in the standings on Garden. Cook, right slot pull-up. Hits the front rim twice. Pajau, the defensive rebound for Garden. And a loose ball foul called on Vieira for Northwest Tech.
So you saw that. We drove from the left flank, the left wing. You had a middle drive into the lane, and the young woman who was in the corner, she came off to help.
Which is the exact opposite.
That is what they want you to do.
That's why you're saying same side
corner stick on all threes would be the way I would want to play this.
Ross misses a runner, left of the lane. Rebound, Kiara Tharp for Northwest Tech.
So the rule wouldn't change, right? So you're saying, well, that's not the same side, it's a different side. But she drove essentially across the lane to the same side.
Russell is knocked down to the floor on the Brockbuster logo in the middle of the floor. And a Garden City foul on Deja Ross, her first. Garden City's first team foul. If you're just tuning in, we've had 5 lead changes, 5 ties. Each team is led by as many as 5. That's what Northwest Tech's lead is right now, 31-26. Garden City was shooting. They shot nearly 50% in the first half. The problem was turnovers. They gave it away 13 times in the first 20 minutes. Tech ball, Russell pull-up foul line jumper, silky smooth. She's got 14 points. It's her 13th double-figure scoring game. Last 5 to Northwest Tech, and it's their largest lead of 7, 33-26.
And that's a great example of where shooting percentages can sometimes be misleading, right? And that is if you're turning it over every other time, you can shoot 80% from the field, it doesn't matter, right? Like, this is why turnovers and made shots go so much into your efficiency. Turnovers are absolute destroyers of offense. Even when you come out firing on all cylinders and making shots, if you're turning it over, doesn't matter. You score 20 points and a half.
Meantime, Northwest Tech picks up a foul as Bellany knocks down the first of 2 free throws. It was called on Kiara Tharp. So the Brockbusters now down 6, 33-27 with 5:03 to go. And it's neither team getting to the line very much. Only the second and third free throw attempts of the night for Garden City. Bellany drops in both.
I am certainly a guy who is probably guilty at times of making the game difficult. But at the end of the day, all of these metrics we use to measure our offense, when you score 24 points and a half, your offense isn't very good.
But there's a reason why you do that, though. I mean, you're the analytics guy, and I don't say that as a joke. You are, as Russell goes around a moving screen on De Silva, so a Northwest Tech turnover, first foul on De Silva. And you're seeing that at every professional level, not just basketball. You're seeing in the NFL the Cleveland Browns going out and hiring a general manager that strictly sticks to analytic measurements and all these metrics, and that's the wave of the future, I guess.
It is, because athletics isn't unique. In education, sometimes we're trying to quantify and make things objective, which are just very subjective in nature, right? Like, is your child learning? Well, maybe. So right. Then you have to try and prove it somehow, and that can be very, very difficult. Again, this is why, as much as I am into the data science behind basketball, there also is coaching is an art form, right? Because as I said, if you look strictly at the numbers, and if you're sitting here, you can see that I have scratched down tons of numbers on these pieces of paper. I would say Garden City is 18 points better than Northwest Tech, based on the data. That being said, they're down 5, and this is probably the least amount of points they've scored in quite a while.
Bellany off a screen, off a timeout by Garden City, misfires at 3 from the right wing, and De Silva, the Northwest Tech rebound. And to go to your metrics again, they're shooting a decent percentage, but the turnovers have killed Garden City in this game. Courtney West steps inside the arc for 2 from the right corner, no. De Silva, the offensive rebounder, tap back, no. And the defensive rebound and Jalea Bellany for Garden City. And here come the Brockbusters right to left. McGee again, right block, and lays it in. She's played well. McGee now with 10 points on 5 of 6 shooting, and Garden City's back to within 3 now, 33-30 with 4 minutes to go in the third.
Opportunistic drives, right? Opportunistic in transition, but when they get those opportunities, they have to make them.
And on the other end, they failed to go over a pick that time at the foul line, and Zantasia White knocks down a 15-foot jumper for Tech, 35-30 Mavericks. 3:44 to go in the third.
That's okay. I'm all right with that kind of a mistake, because the reality is Zantasia White only makes 30% of her shots, which means you're playing the percentage.
Vieira takes the ball away from Ariana Hall at half court. So a turnover for Garden City, their 16th, and a layup good by Vieira. That's her 11th point. 37-30 Northwest Tech in front, and another Brockbuster turnover, their 17th of the game.
Just playing too fast. Again, just kind of gets herself all bamboozled like that.
West missing right slot. De Silva the offensive rebound for Northwest Tech. That's their 4th. Another chance for Tech. Vieira's pass swatted back in her face by Ariana Hall for Garden City. She's got it. Across the way left, looking for McGee. Intercepted by Russell for Northwest Tech. Finds West right corner, eluding Pajau to the rim, count it, and one in from the right corner. And Zantasia West makes it a 39-30 advantage. Now for Northwest Tech, they're up by 9.
De Silva actually made that play happen because she was able to pull off posting up the help defense without looking like she's overtly posting it up. Now you cannot obviously set a screen on the help defense, but she kind of did that, and she did it well. De Silva could be a heck of a player. She's a little bit raw, but she's very long, and she's impacted the game very well.
10-point lead. His free throw is good, and then Courtney West the rebound for Northwest Tech off an Alyssa Boyce miss. A carrying violation called against Northwest Tech, and their 14th turnover, so a 10-point lead for Tech. They've scored 7 straight points. And the Blockbusters searching for answers, down 10 against a team that you've already punched the numbers. Garden City should be 18 points better than, and it hasn't been the case.
Well, again, there's so much that goes into a basketball game other than just the raw metrics of it. Garden City, critical time here. They need to find a way to score. Again, you can't get 2 up, 2 down. I like that from her. I really, really like that from her. Get to the foul line, get yourself going. I think I've used the term before, right? Find ways to manufacture sandwiches, right? Get a score, get a stop, get a score.
Delay Bellany on the take, to your point. Draws the second foul on Jada Russell. And for Northwest Tech, their 15th foul, so that sends Bellany to the line for 2 shots. Garden City in a 10-point hole. They've been outscored 15-6 in the third quarter. And Bellany knocks down the first of 2. She shoots at 76%. 40-31 Northwest Tech, and that ends a 7-0 Maverick advantage. Second free throw for Jalea, got them both. Did not play against Hutch, violating team rules. 8-point lead for Northwest Tech. Their ball left to right, 2:20 to go here in the third. And I think an issue with the shot clock. So resetting the shot clock now to 23. I don't think it ever started. Well, it did start, but it was never reset.
Feeling very nostalgic seeing RJ as an official here.
It's been a while, right?
It's been a while since I've seen him, thank God, because I don't know if there was an official I was meaner to than RJ when I was coach.
Well, was he the one that came up to you was talking to you before the game?
Well, a couple of them were, but I know, yeah. There's a lot of things I have said to that poor man that I kind of regret now that I'm getting older.
Russell right wing for Tech. They have an 8-point lead with 2 minutes to go in the third. Russell around Bellany. Off the glass from the right mid-post. That's in and out. Cook the offensive rebound and foul. Low left. And some free throws coming up now for Tech.
Backside rebounds. Pajau did her job. She rotated over. Didn't block the shot. That was kind of my theme last year. Didn't block the shot, but altered the shot. Did her job. Usually means a guard's got to get back there and really block out.
Tech winning the rebounding battle in the second half, 10-4, and for the game, 23-19. Cook hits the first of 2 free throws, 78% free throw shooter.
A lot of that is because Garden City's gone stone cold here this half.
Cook knocks down both. Cook was originally going to sign with Colby and then changed her mind and went right down the interstate to Northwest Tech. 42-32, Tech on a 9-2 run. They're up by 10 with 2 minutes to go here in the third. Blockbuster ball right to left. Left wing Pajau kicks it right corner for Boyce. Drives the right end line. Floater is good. And Boyce has 10. And the lead is 8 now for Tech. 42-34 with 1:46 to go in the third. McGee comes from behind. Knocks down Zantasia White. No call. 15th turnover for Tech, and it leads to a Boyce transition layup on the right block.
Opportunistic transition, but you better take advantage when you have them. So far, it's 2 for 2. We have a sandwich.
Back-to-back layups for Boyce, 42-36 Tech. Tharp thought about the 3 for the Mavericks from the right wing, slashes to the goal and misses the layup. Bellany the rebound for Garden. The outlet to Boyce is stolen by Vieira. Now who's this foul on? Is it on Boyce? Yes, it is. So a turnover for Garden City. And Alyssa Boyce called for that foul, her first. check that that's her, I think they said her second foul, the 14th foul on Garden City. So, turnover leading now back the other way to Tech. That's 19 giveaways, 6 of them here in the third quarter.
It's just far too many when you don't have enough firepower, so to speak, in order to overcome it.
Brock Kimball in the dress in the red sweatshirt, the head coach in his second season for Northwest Tech. Last year endured an 0-23 start. Cook a straight-on 3 wide right for Northwest Tech. Tyrell Watkins, the Garden City rebound. Blockbusters pushing, nice Euro step and a ball fake left lane line by Boyce. And she's fouled, and a couple of free throws for Alyssa Boyce. Consider this, that Northwest Tech won 20 games in 2018, and then last year I mentioned started 0-23. They lost 27 of their 29 games. And just listening to Brock Kimball speak, said it was the hardest year of his professional life, and you can only imagine. As Boyce goes to the free throw line, third foul on Russell.
I'm pretty sure Brock was an assistant at South Plains, and I don't think they've lost 20 games in 3 seasons at
Or
South
maybe
Plains.
5 seasons.
So, South Plains, Kayla Petrie definitely has it rolling again, which, you know, they were the team back in the early 2000s.
She's
had a few down years, but she seems to have it back.
She's the Andy Reid of basketball. She's got an assistant over at Otero now, and she's got one here. The one at Otero's, I think, 18-4. Both free throws good by Boyce. Missed 3 by Zantasia White for Northwest Tech. Ball out of bounds off of Garden City. And what I mean by Andy Reid, of course,
Coaching tree, I think is what you're trying to say.
well, but Andy Reid's coaching tree, you know, like Doug Peterson won a Super Bowl in Philadelphia. Brock Kimball has not had the success yet here at Northwest Tech, so maybe I went a little extreme.
I wasn't
on
sure
that.
if you were going with coaching tree or can't win the big one.
Well, well, until this year, he finally won the big one. Tech has the ball with half a minute to go in the third, up 42-38. Garden City has scored the last 6 points. Nice move again by Vieira down the right side of the lane and draws the foul.
You have got to take away that girl's right hand.
Blockbusters were down by 10. Tech has gone scoreless the last 90 seconds. Second foul called on Tyrell Watkins for Garden, and now Vieira to the foul line, 66%. You know, it's funny you mentioned the right hand because, and we talked about this in the first half. She hits the first of 2. In the game, I can't remember who I was talking to after the game. They said, Mike, we couldn't stop her going right. We're just waiting for her to go left. She never went left, and they still couldn't stop her. Vieira misses the second free throw. Bellany the rebound for Garden with 20 seconds to go in the third, and Bellany travels at the foul line and the 20th Garden turnover.
I mean, based on my observation, she's willing to go left, but you'll notice when she does, she's not as confident attacking the rim. So, you know, great, send her left. If she's not going to shoot it and can't make a play off of it, then it doesn't matter.
Right now she's dribbling with the left, quarter court left off a turnover. 5 seconds to go in the third. Tech ball up 5, 43-38. White right corner to Vieira, and Vieira swishes a 3 at the buzzer. She's got 15, 28 points now in 2 games against Garden City for Vieira. And after the Blockbusters cut that 10-point lead down to 4, Tech scores the final 4 of that third quarter and leads 46-38. Going to the fourth on 99.9 The Rock. Alongside Nick Salazar, Mike Philosoph at Conestoga Arena. Brockbusters open the fourth, as they did in the last meeting, down against Northwest Tech. They're down by 8, 46-38. Backdoor Pajau misses a layup, low right, blows an open layup, and De Silva the rebound, her sixth for Northwest Tech. Pajau's 1 for 5. Mavericks have it left to right up by 8. They've led by as many as 10. Garden's largest lead was 5. Had 5 lead changes and 5 ties. Garden City cut that 10-point lead to 4 late in the third. West creating space, right slot jumper over Bellany, short from 16 feet out, and Pajau rips down the rebound for Garden City. Bellany, step back left wing 3, off the heel. Pajau the offensive rebound. Reset for Garden. Ross a straight on triple is wide right. And De Silva another rebound for Northwest Tech, her 7. Mavericks have it with a 46-38 lead. Mavericks coming into play tonight just 6-31 all-time in Jayhawk Conference play. But they have given Garden City fits now in 7 quarters this season. Vieira on the cut to the rim, slashing in from the left elbow to the right block on a catch going right, and is fouled by Suarez Tudela, her 2nd.
Got to be ready when you're the help side defender. You know, we used to say war at the elbow, which was our way of saying that if you're in help, you're standing in the middle of the paint and somebody cuts from the weak side of the offense through, you've got to jam the heck out of them and make them cut behind your face.
Northwest Tech trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. Garden City has dropped 6 in a row coming in. 8:40 to go in the fourth. Tech up by 8. Vieira crossover going at Suarez Tudela, switching hands to the left and banks it in left block.
There she finished with her left hand.
Yes, she did, and she went left. 48-38. Northwest Tech by 10 with 8:24 to go here in the fourth. Vieira has the last 6 points for Northwest Tech. Suarez Tudela, wide open left wing 3, left it short. And the rebound to Tharp, left inline for Northwest Tech.
So that's about 4 possessions for Garden City thus far, and we've had 3 missed threes.
10-point Tech lead. Right wing Russell, open triple. Off the heel, long rebound. Pajau for Garden City. Outlet pass to McGee. And then McGee in traffic going right to the inline as it knocked away. Out of bounds, and it stays with Garden City. Rockbusters shooting 39% for the game. They are 4 of 15 in the second half. They shot nearly 50% in the first 2 quarters. Bellany with a hand in her face, right wing, drives on West, took an extra step but was fouled.
I know there's a metric that you can incorporate your turnovers into your field goal percentage, and I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but I would say this, and that is, what did you say they're shooting at, 39%? 39? I mean, it's 29 at least, right, when you consider the fact that they turned it over so much tonight.
Left end line runner by Suarez Tudela, nothing but net for Garden City. Ends a 6-0 Tech run, 48-40 Mavericks, 7:43 to go. Isn't that what you would consider the effective field goal percentage?
It is. That also incorporates, you know, which of them are threes and which of them are layups and things like that. So there's more to it than simply just turnovers. But again, it's a point that's worth making in that you can shoot 80% from the field, but if you're turning it over once every 3 times you have the ball, and what good is it really? It's meaningless.
Speaking of turnovers, Northwest Tech just gave it away. Hall for Garden, up top for Bellany with a head fake, going at West, drives into the paint, and lost the ball. That's turnover number 21. Tech has it up by 8. Cook to the rim, going at Ross, rejected by Deja Ross.
What a great defensive play she made there in transition, protecting that rim.
But then she throws it away. Another turnover for Garden. This time it's Vieira, slams on the brakes with the head fake. Ross goes flying past her, and Vieira lays it in. Tech 50, Garden City 40 with 6:55 to go. McGee, though, with the answer on the other end for Garden City. She's had a nice night. Has kept Garden City afloat with 6:45 remaining.
The pace has definitely picked up, and I think it favors Garden City. I think they need to try and do more to sort of speed up the game a little bit because they're being lulled to sleep.
50-42 Tech. Their ball left to right. Vieira crossover. One-hand push pass for Russell, right corner. Watched there by Hall. Couple of dribbles and a step back with 8 to shoot. Looking for somebody. She terminates the dribble. 4 on the shot clock. Vieira catches right wing with 3 on the timer and a timeout called by Northwest Tech. 6:21 to go here in the fourth quarter. Tech has it with a 50-42 lead on 99.9 The Rock. Alongside Nick Salazar, Mike Pilosoff from Conestoga. Northwest Tech off the timeout. 1 to shoot. Russell deep. 3 was online from 28 feet out from the hash mark. And it hit only the net, never went over the rim, so an air ball.
Sigh of relief, because when she let it go, I thought it was down. You know what really made that possession, though, and that is Ariana Hall in that last drive. She had the discipline to stick same side. And when you've done that, Tech really doesn't have a counter. They don't have an answer for when you don't help off of the corner 3.
All missing a runner for Garden. Russell, the Northwest Tech rebound. Boyce going for the steal. Russell saves it at half court. Tech up by 8, 50-42. Vieira to Russell, weaves to the right mid-post. Banker high off the glass. No, McGee the rebound for Garden City. And the Blockbusters trying to push down 8, 50-42 here in the fourth with their playoff lives at stake. Garden City right now is on the outside looking in. Oh, ring up a 3 from the right wing. And the Blockbusters are within 5, 50-45.
So just like that, you know, you probably could be very critical of how Garden City has played tonight, but just like that, big shot from Ariana Hall. Here they are, down 5, definitely in the ball game.
Tech with the ball, Cook right block, back to the basket, whips it right corner for Tharp. Tharp, Cook, Vieira, Russell. And it's Russell straight away and Courtney West. Shot clock at 5, near half court is Russell, one-on-one with Hall around her. To the foul line, leaner, no from 15. Russell fighting for the offensive rebound, couldn't save it from going out of bounds. And Garden City has it back, down 50-45, halfway through the fourth.
She had absolutely no intention of actually taking it to the rim. And when I actually didn't think they were that disciplined, but they showed the slightest bit of discipline to not help off. She really got stuck in no man's land and took a bad shot.
Garden City the other way, fouled. Deja Ross near half court. Foul by Vieira. That's the third on Vieira, second team foul on Tech. So Garden has it with Hall, Ross, McGee, Boyce, and Suarez-Tudela. Tech in a man-to-man defense. Blockbusters down by 5. They've been down by as many as 10. Boyce on a switch against Silva. Right in the lane. Too strong. McGee, the offensive rebound, throws it up over the rim. And the loose ball to Vieira. That's her third rebound. And back comes Northwest Tech from left to right. Garden City now 3 offensive rebounds, and that's it. Wing right, open 3. In and out for Zantasia White. Loose ball to Ariana Hall for Garden City. Blockbusters pushing the other way, and a bad pass by Ross, intercepted by Courtney West for Northwest Tech. Mavericks have it all alone to Silva. Actually bobbled the ball and then caught it back to herself, and still nobody was there and lays it in.
A little raw. You know, you can feel that Garden City, the momentum is there. They've got to seize the moment here. But once again, turnover in transition, and then, you know, you give De Silva a layup. They cannot foul here.
There's De Silva again off a missed jumper by Suarez-Tudela. Misses a layup this time. And Ariana Hall, the Garden City rebound ahead for Boyce. Wild layup attempt, no. Denitri McGee, the offensive rebound. And McGee misses the shot, but she's fouled.
Got to stay in attack mode. You got 3.5 minutes left. It's time for them to be the aggressor here. You know, you got 3 fouls on Tech, 2 more. You're shooting free throws. Just find ways to manufacture points that doesn't include just banging threes.
Second foul on Cook, 13th foul on Tech. 52-45 Tech with 3:40 to go in the fourth. Garden City at the line, Denitri and McGee. First is no good. Blockbusters shooting woes continuing here in the second half. They are 7 of 24 from the field. Shot nearly 50% in the first half. McGee 1 of 2. Tech 52, Garden City 46 with 3:40 to go in the game.
But again, what kind of shots are they taking? You know what I mean?
They're out of control.
I mean, there's nothing.
Inbounds pass. Hall went for the steal and missed. So Russell's got it for Tech with West, Tharp, White, and also Vieira, who's been the catalyst. 19 points and 3 rebounds for Vieira. Tech with a 6-point lead. Show and go Tharp to the basket and fouled on the end line, right down the middle of the floor. And was held that time by Alyssa Boyce. That's the third on Boyce. Vieira's shown the entire game so far tonight. They have not credited her with an assist. Northwest Tech does not average a lot of assists, just 9.5 per game. But even though it hasn't been directly an assist, she has led this offense all night, which is shooting nearly 40%. Russell's teardrop in the paint is good off the front rim and in.
There's no question. She's the catalyst of their offense, and she doesn't get a lot of credit for it, but she's making plays almost every single time the ball is in her hand.
So now an 8-point deficit for Garden City, 54-46 with 3 to go. Boyce right wing three, never had her feet set.
That was a terrible shot.
Offensive rebound to Denitria McGee, ball swatted out of bounds by Northwest Tech.
And 21 seconds on the clock. You're going to turn the corner and throw up a three.
Now they just change it off of Garden City. Yeah, and not only that, your feet aren't set. Tech with it, up by 8. Tharp overhead pass, left block to right corner. And undercutting that was Ross to knock it out of bounds, and Tech keeps it. But look, this game is it's not over with 2:47 to go, but Tech with an 8-point lead.
It will be, again, because that's the thing. A bad shot, as much as we've harked on turnovers tonight, a bad shot is exactly the same equivalent, right? There's, if you're shooting the ball quickly off the, without a lot of time on the clock, first side of the floor, the answer is you may as well just hand it to him.
Vieira looked for the charge after Northwest Tech turns it over, and then Hall is clotheslined in the left corner by Tharp. I want to go back to that last sequence for Northwest Tech. Russell had it on the right wing. All night long, every time Vieira's been in the corner, she's cut back door. Well, that time, Russell was expecting that, and she threw the ball, but Vieira didn't cut. That's a rare mistake again by Vieira. That meantime, on the other end, third foul on Tharp. It's Garden City ball, down 54-46. Hall right wing triple, got another. And then a quick timeout called by Garden City as they pull to within 5, 54-49.
Good for her. That's a second really big shot. Again, if you get an empty possession there, 2.5 minutes to go, you got to understand, right? Like we said, we've sort of, the correlation for Tech would be what? And that is they grind it out like they're running the ball, a la the Tennessee Titans. Problem is, right, so then you start looking at the clock and you're saying if they're going to take 30 seconds every time they have the ball, we're down to just 3 or 4 possessions left. An 8-point lead becomes almost insurmountable. 2 big threes by Ariana Hall means that you've kept yourself alive for another possession.
I guess my question to you would be, as a timeout call by Garden City, 2:28 to go. Let me reset. 54-49 Northwest Tech. Team timeouts. Garden City with 3. Tech with 4. Team fouls, Garden City 2. Tech, any foul they commit from here on out is free throws, and the possession arrow favors Tech. Who is Northwest Tech's Derrick Henry?
I mean, it's got to be
Vieira.
It's got to be Vieira. I think
comes.
you definitely trust the ball with the ball in her hands. I think Jada Russell is somebody you could trust with the ball in their hands.
Tech has it, looking to run clock, up by 5 with 2:15 to go.
Backside help, because that will be the key, because you can't help from the front side. Yeah.
Santasia White just stepped out of bounds to the right hash mark. Good defense by Denitria McGee. 19th Northwest Tech turnover.
That's exactly what you need right there. Now we need a good shot, preferably something going to the rim. You're at the foul line, next foul. The only thing that'll screw this up is a turnover and or a ill-advised shot.
Garden ball down 5, 2 minutes to go, 54-49. Ross on the dribble drive against Vieira. Finds Denitria McGee, sets up Hall, who rejects the screen right wing into the paint, hit, and one. Hit right along the face and banks it in just outside the restricted area. Hall's got 11, and that once 10-point lead is dwindled to 3 for Tech. It's 54-51.
And you can't underestimate the fact Tech hasn't won a lot either, which means, you get to this point in the game, they were feeling pretty good a couple of minutes ago. There's certainly some doubt in there now, which, now Garden City doesn't have to be hyper aggressive. There's plenty of time, and you hope that Northwest Tech is not, equipped to sort of handle the close game. Don't do anything crazy like that.
There's a foul. Right. Now, Garden City's not over the limit.
Won't hurt you, right?
Hall completes the 3-point play on the other end. So this game playing out very similar to what happened the first time. Tech was up 10 in the second half, and then the Brockbusters came out scorching hot, beat them in the fourth quarter. Well, tonight, the shooting percentages has not been there here in the second half, but Brockbusters are within 2 now, 54-52, with 1:46 to go in the fourth, and it's Tech ball left to right. Vieira's got 19 points, 8 of 10 from the field, gets a pick from Cook. Cook has it at the top. swing it for Russell, left corner. Good close out by Bellany, 10 to shoot. Up top, they feed White. Three-pointer, in and out. Bellany one-hands the rebound for Garden City, and the Brockbusters can tie or take the lead. Boyce to McGee. Right corner, triple. Well short. Oh, the offensive rebound, and puts it back up and in. And we're tied at 54 with 1:13 to go. A 7-0 Brockbuster run and another Garden City foul.
Again, not big, doesn't hurt you too much. Just play it out, regroup.
By the way, Ariana Hall has the last 8 points for Garden City. That's the last foul they have to give, and the second foul on Denitria McGee.
I sure like her game. I was disappointed early on because she really wasn't playing very well when she came in today, but she's really gotten it back here in the fourth quarter.
Backdoor, beautiful pass, Russell to White, left wing to right block, and that ends a 7-0 Garden City run, and Tech goes back on top 56-54 with 50 seconds to go, and then Ross missing a Garden City layup, rebound off to Vieira, and then a foul called on Ariana Hall of Garden City.
Still a lot of time, down 2.
And that puts Garden City over the limit.
Yep.
That was a beautiful pass on that previous possession by Russell.
So Garden City got caught ball watching. You know, one of the things they're trying to do, which I agree with, is they're trying to run people up at the perimeter, trying to get them to get the ball out of their hands. And it worked. Unfortunately, just lost somebody at the rim. Somebody forgot to protect the rim.
Vieira was the one that was fouled. She knocks down the first free throw. The second one is off the heel.
Lots of time. You don't need a 3 here.
Rebound off to Ariana Hall for Garden City, and the Brockbusters use one of their 3 remaining timeouts. 57-54, Northwest Tech with a 3-point lead. It's Garden ball with 47 seconds to go on 99.9 The Rock. .47 seconds to go in the fourth, alongside Nick Salazar, Mike Pilosoff from Conestoga Arena. 57-54, Tech by 3. Garden City down to 2 timeouts. Tech has 4. It's Garden ball, each team with 5 fouls, and the possession arrow on a tie-up belongs to Tech. Garden has it with Bellany, Ross, Hall, Boyce, and McGee. Ariana Hall has scored the last 8 points for Garden City. Do they go her way? She comes to the top of the key, goes right to the nail. Picked up there by Tharp. Overhead pass to Boyce. Runner from the left elbow is short. Loose ball. The rebound to Russell. Grabs it in front of Denitria McGee for Northwest Tech. Vieira checked out Russell on the ground. And a timeout called by Northwest Tech.
Really like the call there by Coach Harding. You know, they fooled into running Bellamy off the screen, and what they got is Ariana Hall, who's shot the ball so well, they ran what's called elevator action, you know, where they kind of slice her through the middle of the floor and they close it up like an elevator, hence why it's called elevator action. And to Tech's credit, I didn't think they played it well, but they found a way to get somebody out there. She really didn't know what to do with it.
The last Brockbuster to hit from the field other than Ariana Hall, and I got to go all the way back to the 6:45 mark. It was Denitria McGee hit a layup that cut the lead from 10 to 8. That's the last Brockbuster to hit from the field. Now another Brockbuster has scored since. McGee also had a free throw, but it's been all Ariana Hall here in the fourth quarter. But now there's a 2-second differential, shot clock to game clock. You don't necessarily have to foul because you can advance the ball. And there's McGee with the steal for Garden City and a Vieira foul. Turnover Northwest Tech. Vieira very frustrated. Tech's over the limits, and now a 3-point Tech lead, and Garden City's at the free throw line.
Best thing that could have happened after a bad situation, honestly.
Tech turns it over for the 20th time, 6th time this year. They've had 20 or more in a game, and it's actually the 5th foul on Vieira. I had her for 4. They just said she's gone.
Well, as the old adage goes, Mike, the only one that counts is the one that's in the book.
Doesn't matter what I say. 2 free throws here from McGee, and she misses wide right on the first. That's a huge miss, down by 3 with 21 seconds to go. And I think make or miss, Tech's looking to call a timeout. McGee hits on the second, and a timeout call by Northwest Tech, so they advance the ball now with 21 seconds.
Now they advance the ball, and they take away any opportunity for Garden City to sort of run, some sort of run and jump in the backcourt. Just take some of the pressure off themselves.
Tech down to 2 timeouts, back in 30. It's a 2-point Tech lead with 21 seconds to go. Here in the 4th on 99.9 The Rock. .21 seconds to go here in the 4th. 57-55, Garden down 2. It's Tech ball. Shot clock is off now. Blockbusters either go for a steal, you got to foul quickly. They come with a double on Russell, right corner, splits through it, knocked away, loose in the corner. Who's it off of? It's last touch by Garden City with 14 seconds to go. So you've got probably about a 5 to 6, maybe 7-second window they can let off the clock before you foul if you go for the steal. Each team with 2 timeouts, each team with 5 fouls. Inbounds goes low right, and a foul as Tharp hits the deck, bumped from behind by Ariana Hall. Second foul on Hall, and now free throws for Northwest Tech. This is Kiara Tharp, who's a 66% free throw shooter. A chance to put this one away. Garden City still has 2 timeouts, but in a 2-point game, 57-55. 2 free throws here makes it a 2-possession contest. Tharp, who played mostly in the post last year because they were so undersized, misses the first of 2 free throws and leaves the door slightly ajar. I would imagine Garden City calls a timeout. Make or miss. Tharp's second one. In and out, missed them both. Rebound, Alyssa Boyce for Garden City, and a timeout called by Mike Scoop Harding with 12.7 to go. A chance to tie it or win it when we come back on 99.9 The Rock. Courtside here on 99.9 The Rock, Conestoga Arena, 57-55. Blockbusters trail Northwest Tech by 2. They've been down by as many as 10 here in the second half. They were down 10 in the first meeting, came back and won the game. But here tonight, the Blockbusters came back. They tied the game at 54 when Hall grabbed an offensive rebound to cap a 7-0 run. But they came back late in the shot clock. Russell hit White on a backdoor cut to put Tech in front. But Tharp just missed 2 free throws. And the Blockbusters have a chance now with 1 timeout. Down by 2 with 12 seconds and the ball. Hall one-on-one with White at the top. Goes to the middle. Dumps it for Ross. Left block and fouled hard by Tharp. And Deja Ross, a 61% free throw shooter, with a chance to tie it with 5 seconds to go. That's the 4th on Tharp. Garden City's missed 3 free throws tonight. They're 9 of 12. So just think, Tharp misses 2 on one end. And now Ross to the foul line, the sophomore from Fort Worth. the 100-meter sprinter in high school from Arlington Prep. A chance to tie the game with 5.5 seconds. Scoreless tonight, 0 for 4 from the field. First of 2, got it. 57-56. Tech still has 2 timeouts, can advance the ball, make or miss. Second free throw for Ross, this one to tie it. Puts it up and puts it in, and we're all tied at 57. 7th tie of the game, and a 30-second timeout by Tech, who can win it when we come back. 5 seconds to go. Tied at 57 on 99.9 The Rock. Five and a half seconds to go in the fourth, 57 all. Mike Pilosoff at Conestoga Arena. It's Tech ball in the front court, a chance to win it here with Tharp, Cook, West, White, and Russell. Tied at 57, sideline right, Cook to throw it in. Finds Tharp, right slot with 5, across the lane, into traffic, jump ball, tie up, and it stays with Tech with 2.6. That was Hall that grabbed the ball, so now Tech throwing it in inline left. Garden counters with Boyce, Bellany, Ross, McGee, and Hall. And Tech calling their last timeout of regulation. 2.6 on the clock, 57 all on 99.9 The Rock. A little under 3 seconds to go in the fourth, tied at 57. It's Northwest Tech ball here in regulation. But a chance to win it. End line left in the front court, inbound with Russell, who's got 16, one of 3 Mavericks in double figures. Northwest Tech at one point was up by 10, but we're tied now. Russell to throw it in. Lobs it in the paint. White's got it. Turnaround for the win. It's an air ball, partially blocked by Dimitri McGee. And we're headed to overtime here at Conestoga Arena for the second time this season. All tied at 57 on 99.9 The Rock. Garden outscores Northwest Tech 19-11 in that fourth quarter to come back from 10 down to tie it and force overtime. Mike Pilosoff back at Conestoga Arena. Tech held without a field goal. You got to go back to that backdoor cut. Everything else was at the free throw line for Tech. Brockbusters used that 7-0 run to tie it, and then 2 free throws late by Ross ties the game. And now we go to overtime. West and Ross to jump it up. And overtime underway, and it's Garden City controlling the tip. Ariana Hall to the rim. Lefty layup is good from the left block. And the Blockbusters have the lead for the first time in the second half. And then Northwest Tech turns it over, stepping over the end line on that inbound. 59-57 Garden City with 4:53 left in overtime. And I thought they said turnover, apparently not. It stays with Northwest Tech. 2-point Blockbuster lead. Vieira has fouled out, the leading scorer for Tech. In the paint, Tharp got away with a walk, misses a right-hand layup, and Ariana Hall the rebound for Garden City. Blockbusters, who have turned it over 23 times tonight, make it 24 in a double dribble called on Ariana Hall. If you're just tuning in, Tech, I wouldn't say was running away with it. They haven't done anything spectacular tonight, but they were up by 10 in the second half. Garden City surged back and tied the game in the final 5 seconds. Deja Ross hit a couple of free throws. Before that, Kiara Tharp missed 2 free throws with Tech up by 2. That would have put the game away. But Tech has it down 2 with 4.5 to go in overtime. Russell at the top, down the left lane line. Inside against Hall, tied up. Possession arrow stays with Northwest Tech, and Hall looked like she might have twisted her ankle. Mavericks keep it. Again, Vieira's fouled out, so they've got West and White. White to throw it in. Russell, Tharp, and Cook, the 5 on the floor for second-year head coach Brock Kimball. Right corner, to the top of the key comes Cook. Ball knocked away. And a steal. Yes. Or did they just say it on Garden City? Yes. First, we thought maybe it was a turnover and a foul. Instead, it's the 4th foul on Alyssa Boyce. And because we're in overtime, the fouls do not reset from the 4th quarter to the extra session, so that puts Josie Cook, a 78% free throw shooter, to the line. Basketball, track, volleyball, and actually played baseball in high school, not softball. First to 2. Got it. 59-58. Garden City's lead is down to 1. So we've had 7 ties and 6 lead changes in this game. Bellany nearly went into the lane early. Didn't matter. Cook hit the free throw regardless. 59 all. 8th tie of the game. Garden City has it back from right to left with Boyce, McGee, Hall, Bellany, and Ross. Backdoor McGee inside and fouled. Overhead pass from the right wing for Boyce, and a couple more free throws for Garden City. That's on Tharp, and she's gone. And it's going to be interesting to see how Coach Kimball plays this the rest of the way, because Tharp becomes the second Maverick to foul out. So now McGee to the free throw line. It's the 7th time this year Tharp is fouled out of the game. McGee at the line, 54% on the year and nothing but net on the first, and Garden City's up 60-59 with 4:06 to go. Coming into play tonight, Garden City is in 8th place in the West. Only the top 7 teams make the region tournament. McGee hits the second, hits both, 61-59 Garden City. The team that's in front of them is Northwest Tech by a single game. And right now the Blockbusters back from 10 down, they're up by 2. Tech ball from left to right. Russell hounded quarter court right by Bellany. Falls on top of her, no call. De Silva saves it for Tech. She weaves left to the nail and is fouled. That's on Ariana Hall, her 3rd. 3:51 to go in overtime. 61-59 Garden City. And Eberline De Silva, the freshman from Switzerland, who turned 21 back in January, steps to the free throw line and a chance to tie it. She's only a 50% free throw shooter. But the Blockbusters clinging to a 2-point lead in the extra frame. De Silva's free throw, back rim and off to the right, no good. Tech only suited 9 girls. They fouled out twice, 2 of them, so they only have 7 remaining. Both free throws off the mark by De Silva. Alyssa Boyce tracks down the rebound right end line for Garden City. Blockbusters have it, leading 61-59 in overtime. Boyce off the bounce, counted, and the foul down the left lane line Alyssa Boyce with 16 points, and the Brockbusters have their largest lead of the second half, 63-59. That's the second foul on Courtney West. Boyce a chance at a three-point play, and it's good. 64-59, Brockbusters by 5 here in overtime. Tech has it from left to right. Cook, wing right, goes left to the top of the key. Without their leading scorer now, Vieira on the bench, fouled out with 20 points. Left wing three-pointer White, that's an air ball, sails over the rim to the right. And the ball back to Garden City. Tech is definitely cooled off. They are 5 of 17 from beyond the three-point line. They're 12 of 35 shooting here in the second half. 3:10 left in overtime. Garden ball right to left, up 64-59. This equals their largest lead of the game. Bellany on the take. Left lane line misses an off-balance shot. De Silva has her 8th rebound of the game. Tech has it down 64-59 in overtime with 2:55 to go. De Silva chest pass for Russell. Straight on three, off to the right, no. Offensive rebound, Cook. Tries to go back up right block, rejected out of bounds by Boyce. And the ball stays with Northwest Tech. Russell's hit 2 threes, and she knew that was off as soon as she let it go. Tech only shoots the three ball at 25%. They are 5 of 18 tonight. Inbounds Courtney West on the Garden City type, left side of the floor. Chest pass, they swing it right corner to White. Around Hall to the rim and beat her off the bounce. And Zantasia White's got 14, 64-61 Garden City. 3-point Brockbuster lead, 2:28 to go. We're playing in overtime. Hall at the top, down the middle, right-hand floater is good, rattles it in. Hall with 18. Garden City 66, Northwest Tech 61, 2:10 remaining in overtime. Hall's had a big second half. She has 18 points for the game. And 15 here since the break. Crossover Russell, dumps it for De Silva. Lefty layup is good, left block. De Silva's got 8, and it's back to 3 now. 66-63 Garden City, 1:54 remaining in overtime. Brockbusters at 1 point, trailed by 10 in the second half. But they've come back. They were down 48-38 at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Hall crossover, lost the ball. White has the steal for Northwest Tech. Boyce tracks her down from behind and knock it out of bounds, but it's Tech ball following the 25th Garden City turnover. 1:36 to go in overtime, and it's Northwest Tech ball. They've lost 4 straight games. They've blown a 10-point lead, looking for a little redemption in overtime. Russell drive and dish, left wing White whips it left inline for Russell, and she throws it away. Garden City has it back, leading 66-63 in overtime. Brockbusters lost earlier this year in an overtime game, a double overtime game against Cowley, where they gave up a school record 112 points. That's not the case here tonight. They hedge on that screen way up top. Boyce going right to the sideline is fouled by De Silva. And Tech is over the limit, so free throws coming up for Alyssa Boyce. Boyce at the line, 17 points, 5 rebounds. She's 7 of 18 from the floor. Puts in the first. Garden is 15 of 18 at the foul line, 67-63 Garden City. 1:16 to go in overtime. Boyce second one no good. And De Silva one-hands the rebound for Northwest Tech. 4-point lead for Garden City. Back comes Tech left to right, and De Silva has a foot on the opposite side of the floor. She was trapped. Quarter court right, and another Tech turnover. 67-63, Brockbusters by 4. It's their ball right to left, 70 seconds to go in overtime. Ross has yet to hit from the field, brings it across the 10-second line, sets up Boyce. Rainbows a pass from McGee up top, watched by De Silva, who slides her feet. Pitches wing right for Ross. Wing to end line right against Cook and lays it in. That's the first field goal for Deja Ross, and it might have put this one on ice with 50 seconds to go in overtime. 6-point Brockbuster lead, their largest of the night. But Jalea Bellany fouls on the other end. That's her third, and free throws for the Mavericks. Garden City now 12 assists on their 25 made baskets. Russell to the line for Northwest Tech, and the free throw is good. Garden 69, Northwest Tech 64 with 47 seconds to go here in overtime. Second one for Jada Russell. Off the left side of the rim, tracked down, offensive rebound to Courtney West. Reset to Russell, straight on three is short. Rebound tapped around and taken by Bellany for Garden City, and she's fouled.
Northwest Tech foul. On number 30,
Boy, Tech had a chance there to cut it to 2, and not able to do it. And that puts Bellany at the line following the third foul on De Silva. Brockbusters up by 5, 69-64, with 39 seconds remaining in overtime. And again, if you're just tuning in, Garden City is in last place in the Jayhawk West. They have to win this game to keep their postseason hopes alive. They would tie Northwest Tech for that 7 spot, but they still have to go to Dodge on Saturday. They have a Pratt team coming in here on Wednesday that beat them. Bellany hits the first of 2 free throws. Garden City did all of this tonight, coming back from 10 points down. One more free throw for Jalea. Knocks them both in. 71-64, Garden City. 30 seconds to go in overtime. Russell beats Ross to the rim for Northwest Tech and lays it in. 71-66, Garden City. And now a foul on Northwest Tech with 31 seconds to go. Russell has 19 points, one shy of tying a season high, 13th double-figure scoring game. Russell has 10 points in the second half. That foul on Zantasia White, her first. Boyce to the line, 2 big free throws, and drills the first. Boyce this year, a 65% free throw shooter. Second one on the way, got them both. 73-66, Northwest Tech with 30 seconds to go. Tech down by 7. They've got the ball left to right. Russell pitches for West, right end line. Chest pass, left wing Cook. 3-pointer on the way. Tick off the front iron. Offensive rebound to Silva. Reset for Russell, who knocks down a 3 from the right wing, and a timeout called by Northwest Tech with 16 seconds remaining here in overtime. 73-69, Garden City's lead down to 4 on 99.9 The Rock. Garden City clinging to a 4-point lead, but they turn it over on the inbound. Stolen by De Silva. Tech down by 4. De Silva straight on 3 and banks it in. And it's down to 1. 8 seconds to go. Tech has to foul, and they do. So Russell hits a 3. Then De Silva knocks one down. Only her second made 3 all year, off a Brockbuster careless mistake, and it's down to a 1-point game. Now Garden City, Ariana Hall to the free throw line. Unreal. Tech is out of timeouts in overtime. Garden City has 2. Brockbusters were up by 7 just 20 seconds ago. 4th foul on De Silva. Tech cannot advance the ball. They're out of timeouts. Ariana Hall to the free throw line, where she shoots only 48%. First of two is good. 74-72, Garden City by 2 with 7 seconds left in overtime. One more free throw for Ariana Hall, who has 19 points. Big second half for Ariana Hall. She's got 16 in the half. Second free throws in and out. De Silva the rebound for Tech. Down to 4 seconds. Russell, and she's called for a double dribble. Turnover Northwest Tech, and that might seal it with 3 seconds to go. They are out of timeouts. 74-72, Garden City by 2. De Silva grabbed the rebound, handed to Russell, and then Russell called for a double dribble, trying to get out of traffic. Hall throws it in to Bellany near half court, and she's fouled with 2 seconds. But even if she misses a free throw here, Tech has no timeout, so they can't advance the ball. 74-72, Garden City with 2 seconds to go in overtime. And Bellany to the line with 9 points. And for Mike Scoop Harding, it's going to be 2 wins this year coming from behind against Northwest Tech as Bellany knocks down the first of 2 free throws. 75-72 Garden City with 2 seconds to go in overtime. And the Brockbusters nearly coughed it up late, giving up those back-to-back threes. Bellany's second free throw good, and this one's on ice. 4-point lead for Garden City. Final second. Russell dribbles into the front court, fires from 30 feet. It's off to the right. And the Brockbusters come from 10 down for the second time this year to beat Northwest Tech 76-72. These two teams are now tied in the league standings, both at 4-13. Take a break. Your Domino's post-game report is next on 99.9 The Rock.